introduce the first author. Stephen B. Pearl, author of many books dealing with various themes, anywhere from post-apocalyptic science fiction, medical, and political thrillers. He will be reading from his soon-to-be-released novel, Worlds Apart, a paranormal romance where a wizard and a witch try to save the world from the hate-filled ghouls. Without further ado, I give you the Weaver of Tales, Stephen B. Pearl.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. I'm going to bring you in on Chapter 4 of Worlds Apart. And the setup for this is Alcina has just gone to a stone circle to do some scrying to figure out how to deal with the custody case over her son. And it's called Why Are the Cute Ones Always Nuts? Alcina sat on the ground staring into the fire. A trail seemed to lead off between mountains. A gavel came down to crush a woman's head. Her long hair made up of crackling flames. A hand grasped the gavel. A pot burnt up. A witch writhed atop it. Onlookers danced and campered above her feet. A golden river of flames swept through the revelers and lifted the witch from the fire. A wall of black char followed the golden river, and the flames fell back. Blood pooled in the coals, and then a winged figure leapt skyward like a phoenix. The fire exploded, flaring 3 times its height. The stones around her seemed to blaze. Her mind opened so swiftly it hurt. Light burst from the fire's core, and she closed her eyes against the glare. When she opened them, all she could see were ghostly afterimages. The fire was out. Not even hot coals marked its passing. Slowly shape began to take on definition. Something moved in the circle's middle. Someone groaned. Alcina shuffled away from the indistinct figure until her back came against one of the stones. "La Mary," said a man's voice. Alcina sensed more than saw a gathering of mystical energy around the figure. God, snapped her. Markus felt his head to be sure it hadn't exploded. At least I'm on solid ground. His eyes were dazzled from the light of the spell, and the darkness of the night left him ineffectively blind. Light. Markus spoke the spell, including a hand gesture like a grade school child. He felt a slight tingle of energy, but nothing more. And gods, how weak is the magic of this world. Menace netas, quantum feeble is folkla hepa, tara. Who are you? Alcina came to her feet. Her eyes were beginning to clear. She could see a man, a native, and a woman from the sound of her voice. Way to make a first impression, Tap. Blow up someone else's experiment. Don't be afraid, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm a visitor. Egore un visitare. Alcina could almost understand some of the words. Her vision improved, and the full moon's light helped. The man before her was muscular, dressed in an expensive ritual robe and trews, with a large canvas backpack slung over his shoulder. People know I'm here, blurted Alcina. Markus could not understand the shadowy woman's words, but her tone withheld fear. Great. Look, just sit still for a moment. Stepping to the far side of the stone circle, Markus dropped his pack. Alcina wanted to run, but the stranger backed away. All his movements were non-threatening. If anything, he seemed nervous. Her curiosity piqued. The light display had been like nothing she had seen outside a movie, and there was something about the man. Common sense told her to run, but an inner voice that she had spent a lifetime honing told her to stay. On those rare occasions when the two disagreed, she had learned to trust the inner voice. Markus reached into his pack, pulling out a pair of golden studs, each holding a small emerald inscribed with the rune answer. The crystals glowed softly. "Aye, yes," he muttered as he held one of the studs to his earlobe. The stud passed through his flesh with a brief sear of pain, and then he was done. Moving as non-threateningly as possible, he approached the woman. Now that his vision had cleared enough for him to see her, she took his breath away. If someone had asked him to design the ultimate physical woman for his taste, she could not have been more perfect. She stood defiantly at the circle's edge. There was fear in her posture, but also the courage to face it. This made her a bit, but it can't be helped, said Markus. Alcina watched the man rise from his pack and bring something to his ear before he turned towards her. Her heart fluttered like a schoolgirl's. He was broad-shouldered and muscular, which she liked, with a handsome face, but not so perfect it lacked character. He smiled at her, displaying even white teeth. Hic possible pain parvus, at costs. Et salvo ninja, asked assistant. The stranger strode to her side and grasped her ear. Ow! Alcina cried out as the second stud pierced her flesh. Her knees slammed into the stranger's groin. He buckled and she smashed her fist against the back of his neck, sending him to the ground. She bolted from the circle. Markus found it easier to lay on the ground and groaning than to do anything else. Forcing a deep breath, he yelled, "Please, I won't hurt you. I needed to connect the ambulance. Please don't run. Let me explain." Alcina stopped in her tracks outside the circle. The sprint was already taking its toll. Muscles accustomed to swimming did not turn readily to running, and her bad knee was making itself known. She knew a good sprinter could easily overtake her, and running on the moor at night had its own hazards. "Who are you? Why didn't you speak English before? What did you do in a year?" She fingered the new stud in her robe as she found a sturdy piece of wood to use as a cloth. Markus forced himself to stand. The pain in his neck was almost drowned out by the throbbing from below. Jumping, he landed hard on his heels and the throbbing lessened. "I'm a traveler, a wizard experimenting in using chaos and node energy to open gateways between the worlds. I didn't speak your language, so I had to use an amulet to access your speech center so that we could communicate." "Great. First cute guy I meet in months, and he's a nutbag," muttered Alcina. "Please come closer so that we don't have to shout. You should at least collect your ritual tools. I promise not to harm you." Alcina considered, then focusing her thoughts, scanned his aura. A strong haze of purple surrounded the man, with blue and yellow a close second and third. Brown made up a distant fourth. She blinked, but the colors did not change. Mystical ability, open-minded intelligence, love, and linear logic. No violet. It has to be cracked. So where's the violet? Do you promise not to hurt me?" She watched for the red lightning bolts that would indicate a lie. "I swear you have nothing to fear from me. I am simply what I said I was, and mean you no harm." "No red," she thought. She bit her lip and watched him. Her ritual tools were a considerable investment in time and money. Many of them had gifts with sentimental value. "I'm expected home in half an hour, and people know where I am." Your caution is wise, but unnecessary. Markus stepped out of the circle as she approached. Alcina walked to her altar, picked up her thing and slipped it through a braided cord that pierced the waist of her ritual robe, before she began packing away her other ritual tools. The circle's wards were already shattered. She would thank the gods and spirits when she was safely back home. "Light!" Markus gestured with his hands, and his brow wrinkled in concentration. Alcina glanced at the strange man. A glow like a firefly appeared between his hands, wavered, then went out. "What are you trying to do?" "A light spell." "Oh, sorry. A light spell. So I can better see you better. I do not know the terrain, and it's a shame to glimpse a beauty like yourself only in shadow." He smiled at her. Alcina felt a warm tingle shoot up her spine. Despite herself, she swallowed in a dry mouth, then rolled her eyes. "Right. Who do you think you are? Gandalf? This isn't a fantasy book." And I'm running a little short on time, but that is Worlds Apart.